Sir Keir Starmer's great U-turn, when political theatre meets real accountability. Well, what's this? Sir Keir Starmer spinning a full 180 faster than a politician, dodging a tax question on live TV. Monday is bringing us the government's highly anticipated grooming gangs report. And, as if by magic, our Prime Minister has discovered the mystical powers of statutory inquiries. Welcome back to UK Plug, where we dissect Westminster's finest flip-flops with surgical precision. Today's serving, a prime ministerial U-turn so spectacular it could qualify for Olympic gymnastics. Grab your popcorn. This one's going to get messy. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. To understand this plot twist, we need to rewind the tape, because this story has more drama than a daytime soap opera. Remember January 6th? No, not the American version. Our January 6th, when Starmer was hurling accusations like confetti at a wedding. Politicians were jumping on bandwagons, spreading misinformation left, right, and center. Total nonsense. Starmer declared, more defensive than a goalkeeper during a penalty shootout. Fast forward to last night. Suddenly, Sir Keir is singing a completely different tune. Why? Because Baroness Louise Casey, the very woman he appointed to investigate, looked at the evidence and essentially said, "Mate, you need a proper inquiry." It's like asking your friend if your cooking is terrible, then getting offended when they confirm that your Sunday roast tastes like cardboard. The audacity! Here's where it gets spicy. Because if admitting you're wrong is harder than assembling IKEA furniture without instructions, politicians have turned it into an Olympic sport. Enter Rachel Reeves, stage left, armed with a political equivalent of his sorry, not sorry. Asked if the government would apologize for dismissing legitimate concerns, our Chancellor delivered a masterclass in deflection. What's most important here are the victims, not people's hurt feelings. Hurt feelings? We're talking about people who were branded extremists for demanding justice for vulnerable children. That's not hurt feelings. That's institutional gaslighting, with a side of political arrogance. It's like breaking someone's window and then saying, "What matters is a glass, not your feelings about how I threw the brick." Breathtaking logic, Rachel. Beneath all this political theater lies something far more serious. Monday's report isn't just another piece of government paperwork. It's a 200-page indictment of systemic failure. We're talking about white British girls being institutionally ignored because authorities feared being called racist. Let that sink in. A fear of being called racist prevented officials from protecting children from sexual exploitation. The report apparently draws links between illegal immigration and exploitation, details a decade of lost action since 2014, and exposes failures that would make a horror film director blush. This isn't just a story about grooming gangs. It's about a system so paralyzed by political correctness that it forgot its primary duty to protect the vulnerable. Baroness Case's conclusion was damning. Local inquiries aren't cutting it. We need the big guns, a statutory inquiry with the power to force people to testify, rather than just politely asking them to cooperate. But let's not ignore the elephant in the Westminster room. Remember when Elon Musk waded into this debate earlier this year? Suddenly, everyone was clutching their pearls about foreign interference in UK politics. Whether you love or loathe him, Musk forced the conversation back into the spotlight. Jess Phillips called his claims ridiculous. Starmer cited his prosecutorial record. Westminster went into full defensive mode. But guess what? The very inquiry they were dismissing as unnecessary has now been deemed essential by their own expert. Sometimes it takes an outsider throwing stones to wake up the glass house. So here we are, a government U-turn, a non-apology apology, and a report about to expose years of institutional failure. Monday's publication will either vindicate those who demanded action or reveal just how deep this rabbit hole goes. The question isn't whether Starmer was right to change his mind. The real question is, why did it take an external audit and public pressure to force his hand on protecting British children? Why did it require mounting evidence and a chorus of voices from outside the Westminster bubble before action was taken? At UK Plug, we don't just follow the headlines. We dive beneath them. This isn't just about political point scoring. It's about accountability, justice, and the lives of those who depend on public institutions to keep them safe. So what do you think? Was this a necessary course correction or political damage control? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, Keep questioning everything, especially when politicians tell you not to. This is UK Plug, signing off until the next political storm. See you there.